Hi folks, Phil from Clearwater Airsoft again with another gun build video, and today we're going to look at my KS1, which is the latest British Army rifle that's been adopted for special forces like Ranger Battalion. Very much the gun du jour, seeing these cropping up on airsoft fields more and more, and like a lot of people who've built one of these, I have built this on the trusty VFC V3 gas blowback system. And the particular rifle that is used to do that, and the one that I would recommend to anybody to do that, is the SR16E3. It comes in two lengths, 14.5 and the 11. I would personally go for the shorter and then add a barrel extension, which is what I've done here. Still, it's slightly longer than it needs to be, by about 0.2 of an inch, but I can live with that. Obviously the base gun comes black, but painted it tan, so I got this paint. NFM I think is the brand. One can, it's about £25, so it's not cheap, but it was enough to do this, all of the furniture bar the pistol grip, which was already tan. So what did I do to this? Obviously you can see, changed the pistol grip from Magpul 1. I didn't go for the mild grip, I went for the K2 because I just find that ergonomically better for me. Externally again, put on a Magpul SL stock, which has been seen on these guns in the wild. You could put a CTR on there as well. On top, I haven't got the money to spend on a Vortex 1x10 optic, so I used my go-to for low power variable optic scopes, which is the Redwin, and this is a Terreo 126 if I remember rightly. Yeah, 1:6 by 24. It's got an illuminated reticule. These are rated for real steel firearms, so there's no worries of the recoil from a gas blowback doing any harm to it. And that's in a Geisley mount. At the time, the replica Reptilia mounts weren't available, so I may switch that over at some point, but for now I'm running the Geisley mount with the Redwin optic. Replica aimpoint acro on a Lee's Engineering acro plate that mounts onto an RMR footprint. So that was where I got that. So that's from eBay. The scope, the mount is from AliExpress. The gun was from Red Wolf. The stock pistol grip Magpul. Moving along, so the big sort of defining feature of the KS1 is the rail. It's the URX6, and if you're going to go with the VFC system, you need to get the Airsoft Artisan rail. It's about £130, but that will replace the URX rail that's on there, the UX4, which has got QD sockets at the rear of the rail near the receiver, and this will do that perfectly. One thing that you must remember is that when you do this, you will lose the ability to use the guide hop that the SR16 comes with, and you will have to swap out the hop chamber to one that you can adjust from within the upper receiver, and I would recommend for that using the Quantum Pro, Friction Pro I think it's called, no, the Magnus Pro, sorry, Magnus Pro hop chamber, which is designed specifically for VFC's GHK guns. With the Friction Pro hop rubber that you have to buy separately, it just makes this thing like a literal laser. Really accurate, great consistency shot to shot, same with FPS. And even if you don't have to do that for your gun, I would say it's still a really good, worthwhile upgrade to make. On the top I've got a PTS licensed Unity TAPS mount mounted to the top of the rail, and this is great because it comes with changeable plugs, so you, depending on what accessories you're using, you can switch them around without having to have multiple switches. So I'm running a PEC 15, which has been seen on the real guns. This is a SOTAC gear one that I got from AliExpress, and it has got working IR laser as well as a red laser, and that runs on a crane plug. And then I've got a replica Surefire M300 shorty torch that's just mounted on a small piece of M-Lock Picatinny rail, and that's powered by the Unity switch. And then one of the other features that everybody will know about the KS1 is the suppressor and the shroud. So it's a Knights Armament suppressor, and this is made by 3DIP Works in Portugal, and it's 3D printed, and it's actually really tough. I know people sometimes worried about 3D printing not being durable enough, but this is absolutely rock solid. It comes with a metal threaded insert, so you just thread it straight onto the threads of the outer barrel, and that is perfect, and it finishes off. So I've got a slightly longer inner barrel in here that just protrudes into there a little bit, because I'm never going to run it without. If you don't want to go the 3D printed route, Angry Gun do make the suppressor with a removable shroud, so that's another option, and that will also hold a tracer if that's what you're after. So that is the KS1 build. I think it looks amazing. It's one of my favourite guns, apart from my old school M4s that I've built recently, and I love using this. It's surprisingly light considering what's on it, and it's surprisingly well balanced. It's not too heavy at all. If you prefer MWSs, you can get the full MWS kit to do the same from Angry Gun. It's not a cheap option, but then again, doing this is not particularly cheap either. I think I invested well over £1,100 into getting this SR16 into a KS1, but I think it's definitely worthwhile. If you've got any questions or want to know anything else, or even if you just want to drop a comment saying this is lovely, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.